Welcome, cherished viewers. Today, we delve deeper into Chapter 5 of the Tamil epic Manimekalai, titled The Abode of the Dead. This haunting chapter weaves together mystical encounters, ancient wisdom, and profound reflections on life's impermanence. As twilight descends upon the sacred grove, we witness a world where the boundaries between life and death blur, and where the eternal dance of existence unfolds in all its beauty and terror. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows over the sacred grove, Manimekalai and Suthamathi stood in quiet contemplation before the crystal chamber. The air was thick with the scent of blooming flowers and the faint hum of evening rituals. It was then that Manimekalai Devi, the guardian spirit of Manipalavam Island, made her presence known. Disguised as a maiden of the city, she had come to worship the sacred lotus seat, a symbol of divine compassion. Circling the chamber in reverence, she offered fervent praises to the Lord of Compassion, her words glowing with devotion. The transition from day to night was marked by nature's own rituals. The lotus flowers, sensing the end of daylight, slowly folded their petals, while the swans that had rested upon them took flight, seeking refuge in the leafy tops of coconut trees. Water lilies, on the other hand, awakened to the night, their delicate blossoms shimmering under the rising moon. The nightbird called out to her mate, announcing the fall of day, while other birds of the wood retired to their nests. In the city, Brahmins tended to the sacrificial fire, and braceleted maidens lit the lamps, their soft glow illuminating the streets. The flute and lute played sweet melodies, filling the air with music. Evening descended like a war widow returning to her father's home, Tay draped in the gray robes of twilight. The moon rose higher, its silvery light streaming through the crevices in the thick foliage, transforming the grove into an ethereal spectacle. The shadow in the moon seemed all the darker, like faults in great men, a reminder of the imperfections that lie beneath even the most radiant surfaces. Manimekalai Devi, radiant as a rainbow, completed her worship and approached the two maidens. Sensing their unease, she inquired about their plight. Suthamathi recounted Prince Udhayakumaran's persistent pursuit and his parting words. The guardian spirit, wise and compassionate, advised them to avoid the main gate and instead take the small wicket gate in the western compound wall of the grove. Thereby you will reach Chakkaravala-kottam, she said, where many holy men dwell. There you can pass the night without fear of molestation. Suthamathi, puzzled, questioned the name. All the people of the city call it the burning ground, she said. Why do you, fair lady, call it Chakkaravala-kottam? Manimekalai Devi, though aware of the lateness of the hour, began to unravel the dark and profound history of the place. The burning ground, as ancient as the city itself, was enclosed by high walls with 4 distinctive gates. The first gate, marked by a flagstaff, served the devas, who left their celestial chariots hovering mid-air as they entered. The second gate was adorned with beautiful murals of pastoral scenes, paddy fields, sugarcane, tanks, and groves, a stark contrast to the grim reality within. The third gate bore plain whitewashed walls, while the fourth was guarded by the terrifying statue of a demoness, her lips curled in a fierce frown, a fatal noose and spear in her hands. Within these walls lay a realm where life and death danced their eternal dance. The temple of Kali stood surrounded by trees heavy with the severed heads of devotees. Countless mausoleums, high and low, crowded together like rocky hillocks, their epitaphs recording the stories of royalty, saints, and faithful wives who had followed their husbands into death. Scattered among them were columns and altars of sacrifice, raised platforms of stone, and thatched sheds where watchmen kept their batons and bowls. The air was thick with the smoke of funeral pyres and filled with an orchestra of sounds, death drums, mourners' wails, jackals' howls, and the screeches of carrion birds. Hungry demons congregated under a huge vagi tree, feasting on corpses and reveling in the darkness. Owls, vultures, and crows, gorged on human flesh, held their councils under the wood apple tree. Skulls strung into garlands decorated the branches of the jujube tree, while open yards bore witness to gruesome feasts. To illustrate the fearsome nature of the grounds, Manimekalai Devi shared the tragic tale of young Sarngalan. One evening, the boy mistakenly wandered into the burning ground at dusk. Terrified by the horrors he witnessed, ghouls feasting on corpses, wild beasts tearing at human flesh, he fled home, only to die from fright at his doorstep. His blind mother, Gothamai carried his lifeless body to the gate of the burning ground and called upon Sampapathy, the city's guardian spirit, in her anguish. "O Sampapathy," she cried, "you who guard the bathing ghats, public squares, groves, and temples of this city, is this thy protection, that my innocent son has been struck dead by some demon or demoness?" Sampapathy appeared before her, radiant yet sorrowful. "Neither demon nor demoness has power to take away life," she explained. "Your son's allotted time on earth was over, and his fate in the shape of fear overtook him." Gothamai, desperate, pleaded, "Take my life instead, and give back my son's. He at least will tend to his blind father." Moved by her grief, Sampapathy summoned all the gods of the universe, yet even they could not restore the boy's life. "When the soul departs from the body," Sampapathy said, "it is born again according to its karma. How then can I call back thy son's soul into this body?" Gothamai, resigned to her fate, gave up her own life after burning her son's body. To commemorate this event, the celestial architect Maya carved an epitome of the universe on the circular walls of the enclosure, earning it the name Chakkaravala-kottam. Dear viewers, this profound chapter reminds us of life's fleeting nature and the wisdom of living righteously while we can. As Manimekalai herself observed, such, indeed, is the nature of man's life on earth. The burning ground, with its haunting sights and sounds, serves as a powerful metaphor for the inevitability of death and the impermanence of worldly glory. Join us next time as we continue our journey through this magnificent epic. Don't forget to subscribe and share your thoughts in the comments below. Until then, may we all reflect on the lessons of Manimekalai and strive to live with compassion and wisdom. Thank you for watching.